Hey guys, what's up? Remember, if you like videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. A couple things to touch upon here, and I'm going to turn this into a little bit of a game theory video as well. So I made that recent Grand Viper thing because people were always complaining, oh, it's too hard to do Grand Viper on pad. I don't know how people do it, blah, blah, blah. So I just thought this was funny that the Discord then, after I put out this video, started posting, oh, geez, who told Clayton Grand Viper was difficult on pad? Well, thanks for all the screenshots that people sent me as if I faked this, and I don't want to say the person's name because they're afraid as well that they will get banned for showing me this. But I'm sure you can even go look it up. There's probably like hundreds of conversations of all these guys talking about how difficult it is to do Grand Viper on pad, that you can't do it. You should macro if you want to do it. I mean, it's crazy how much these guys complained about that it is too hard to do. Like, it's impossible to do on pad. You need to macro if you want to do it on pad. It's suicide if you want to do it. Oh, I can only do it, but it gives me blisters. You got a macro to do it. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? You guys know that I do this in real matches of all these tournaments that I used to win faked. Because if you recall, if you aren't part of this hate cult, one of the Accent Core tournaments I won, I actually played Soul. There's a little history lesson for you guys. People probably want to act like that didn't happen, but it happened. So I just thought that was funny. Just goes to show you, this community is so fucking, I guess as kids say, rent-free. I can't believe Clayton is trying to say that someone told him that doing Grand Viper is difficult on pad. Who would have told him that? Oh, I don't know. The hundreds of conversations that you guys have been having about it for years. Second of all, I saw Obama apparently never has anything bad to say about me. He wishes me the best. And if anyone has any issues with him and they want to talk about it, he's always there to talk about it. Obama is the one that tried to tell his audience that I was trying to use him for money or whatever the fuck he said. You'd have to go look at the exact quote. I was trying to use him for promotion, trying to insinuate to his audience I was trying to use him for money. And I'm like, what is this guy talking about? And I showed the messages between us. And I'm like, dude, I don't need to come and do your interview. We can just hang out while I'm in Japan. I don't want to play video games. He is the one that got mad that I didn't want to play video games and I wanted to hang out. So you can look at it on Twitter as well. Your challenge is accepted. If you want to talk about this publicly, how I supposedly faked the messages between us, go ahead. Go look at my Twitter. I posted it multiple times. Okay, challenge accepted. And he has not responded. Or is this something weird like, oh, I will only talk to Clayton about this if I go to my Discord where we talk shit about you and delete stuff about you if it's in a positive light. Okay. Are you fucking idiot? So I thought that was funny. And the game theory thing I wanted to talk about this is because people talking shit about the Grand Viper thing is, I've said this before, you know, people get mad that some things you got to practice. Like I said, the Grand Viper thing, I don't even so much think of it as mashing. Of course, it is some mashing, but I almost think of it as another kind of input almost, because it's almost muscle memory of like how you kind of jiggy the controller, I feel like. And you know, I've given this example so many times, but I give this example because it seems so silly and so simple. But when Street Fighter Alpha first came out, which was after Super Turbo, which is funny because how many people cannot do low forward into Super Fireball with Ryu and Super Turbo, but will say they can do these crazy combos? They probably can't do low forward to Super Fireball and Super Turbo because it is kind of like a muscle memory thing to do. You have to do it in a more specific way, right? But again, roll with me here. Alpha, when Alpha came out, and I remember I saw Akuma had a super fireball in the air, and I was like, how the fuck are we ever going to be able to do this? It blew my little kid brain. You know what I mean? God, I don't even know how old I was when Street Fighter Alpha came out. I was very old. Jesus Christ, how old was I when Street Fighter Alpha came out? I'm sure I wasn't even 10 years old. I was probably very young. But whatever the case. And I was like, how are we going to do Super Fireball in the air with Akuma in Street Fighter Alpha? And I was like, oh, well, is Tiger Knees in Street Fighter before that. So I would do a fireball and then I would do a tiger knee. And that was how I practiced to do a fireball in the air because it was like blowing my brain. How are we going to do a double fireball motion in the air so quickly, whatever, right? And it seems so simple, but now it's like you don't even think about it because it's so fucking simple. But when it first came out, it was kind of like, wow, that's kind of crazy that people are going to do that. Even though we were just, a super fire, low forward to super fireball with Ryu, and super turbo is like, oh yeah, we can do that because we're used to it. And then we go to alpha and like, oh, we're not used to doing that kind of command in there. So you had to practice a way to do it. So what I'm getting at is, yeah, some things you got to practice. Do you know what I mean? Some things there's a little bit of muscle memory. Some things that seemed complicated back in the day are simple if you actually practice it a little bit. Does that make sense? Anyway, I just thought that, the Grand Viper thing was funny too because, man, Jesus fucking Christ. How often do you guys get caught lying and you just can't? It's incredible the amount that this community has been caught lying about stupid shit so much. And people support these guys. Do you see how stupid the smart people are in this community? It's incredible to me. It's just really like, look at the people you're listening to. They have no fucking moral compass, whatever. You can't trust anything they say. Just, these are the smart people in the community? Are you serious? Anyway, remember if you like the videos, like, sub, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.